I usually do this mental thing in my mind. Some people would say it's like a spell, but I don't see it that way. It's more so of protection for me. Sometimes I say this phrase in my mind to help me, receive guidance from myself internally, especially when I'm going through something like this. When I feel like I'm being bothered a little bit too much by people, and I feel like people just tend to get over. They feel that they can get over on any situation in regards to you, and they feel like nothing can touch them. They feel so bold and they take action. You know, that's why I say a lot of people feel attacked. They feel threatened. They feel that you are the threat. Just because you're minding your own business and whatever you're doing, you do it because you feel a certain way. You do it because you're expressing yourself in that moment, and whoever, you know, walks into that moment with you, you can't help that. You can't control where people go. You can't control that, you know? But when people do it intentionally and you can see it, like, oh, you just did that on purpose, you know? You got me in that on purpose. You do it purposely. I'm minding my own business, and you go and, want to broadcast me and my child. Me, that's one thing. My child, that's another thing. But regardless, I'm gonna react the same. It's like when you get to a certain point where you just can't take it anymore, and you just react, you know, because you're so tired. Mentally, you're tired of thinking about, oh, what should I do about the situation? Oh, I'm a sugarcoat it. And sugarcoating coating it is, oh, I'm gonna paint it with flowers and roses and daisies and make it seem like it's something good when it's not. You get to a point where that doesn't matter anymore. You want to play tick for tack? I'm gonna play tick for tack with you. You know, like I said, I get to this point where I just, like I said, this phrase that I say in my mind, I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because I felt like it was a act of sin. Now that I'm on my journey, in Christ, and I've been in the Bible so much, it's like I can't turn back to those things, but at the same time, I see it as a challenge. Instead of going to that, protecting, feel like I always got to be protected and on guard, I try my best to just go with the flow, you know, how regular people do. They don't run to nothing, they don't go to nothing, they just go with the flow. Even if they hold on to it a little bit too long, they still go with the flow. When you make a person feel a certain way, it's on them to get that closure for that situation. It's on them, to speak up about that. And if they don't, then it's on them. All you can do is control yourself. Like I said, I want to go back to my stuff so bad. Spiritually, it's calling me. But ever since I moved here, I just feel like I haven't been accepted. I feel like I don't accept myself. I don't accept that part of myself that just wants to reach out so bad. So I turned to religion because that's the closest, next best thing. It's another form of my faith. Spiritually, I walk in faith. Spiritually, it's a part of me. Religious, it's a part of me. You know, I'm trying my best. I am trying my best. But that phrase is just, you know, knocking at my door so bad. It's knocking on my door. And I want to let it in because every time I say this to myself, it helps me. I know what to do. I'm mindless to the situation. But at the same time, I want a difference. I want to change. I want this change for myself. Not only because I don't feel accepted by everybody else. And that's a huge part. But regardless of what I do, no one is going to approve of me. No one is going to see me any differently than they already see me. I can do so much and I can be this person. I can be one half of me without the other and I'm still treated the same. And I think all the time, why not express that side of me? The real reason is because I don't want to. I have no clue who that person is. Everything that's attached to that experience, I get confused. That's why. But when I make it about me and I write about it, that's who I am. I don't have to learn anything else. I don't have to grab certain things to define me. I don't have to prove a point, and that's what I felt. You know, I was doing it for me at one point until everybody, started to paint this image of me. They started, expecting more. And it took me and it closed me into a shell. This is not me. But I was driven to this point by my curiosity. I was. But what you want from me, I cannot do. And because I can't do it, does this mean I am fake? Just because I don't have this skill, am I fake? Just because I can't do what others do, am I fake? They took that and they compared it to everyone else, and I couldn't do it. So then that's where you get to a point where, that self-doubt starts settling in because all you wanted to do was share. And with sharing, there comes standards, expectations. Do this, you can do this, so do that. You know? And that's another reason why I don't want to look back. I'm not that curious. I'm not that curious. You know, if I don't connect with something or I don't resonate with something, I leave it alone. It was a moment I hold on to, still cherish, acknowledge. I acknowledge it because it's all, you know, it all comes from the same, it's all a part of the same moment. You know, every experience you have means something. Any experience that I had, I look at it as a memory. When you run to something for protection, you're abusing your gift. You're abusing your faith. When you run to something, there's nothing good to gain. But if you walk to something and you feel inspired and you feel intrigued and you feel that connection, you feel complete, like nothing is missing. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That other side of me is where I feel whole. I feel like there's nothing missing. I feel like there's nothing to run to. I feel like I'm good. There's nothing more than I want. Nothing else or nothing more that I want. I feel at home. Like this is me. If it was just me, myself, and I in this world with no eyes, no no judgment, no one to witness whatever I do or report on my behalf, I would be that other side of me. I will be spiritual. I will look back at religion as an experience that got me to this point. I would wear crystals. I said it. I would wear crystals. I will wear spiritual rocks because that's my child. I feel like that's where my inner child is. That's where my inner child is. My playful side. That's where I am. Religion is me settling, but that part of me is where my inner child is. You know? And that's what these things are. That's what they signify. They're just playthings to reflect on who you are inside. That's what they are. To expression. They're moments of expression. I don't do it for show. I do it because of how I internally feel. But what this world can do to you, they can twist it up. They can make a mockery of you. They can use their faith against you, use their belief against you, and it becomes a war zone. So I put my playthings away. And I just walk by faith. Even though it eats me up inside and it makes me want to cry and it makes me, you know, want to take all my possessions and just put them on and present them and just walk freely. Even though I want to do that, I hold myself back because it's just a aim, a target. You know, just like that. Ready to attack. That's what it is. It's the go. It's the green light. And no faith. No one should be treated that way. No one should be attacked by their faith or what they believe in because that's who they are. That's their expression. But when life is seen as a game, no one cares. No one cares about how you feel. And they'll take whatever you believe in to satisfy their thrill. They'll take it and they'll twist it and they'll throw it on the ground like a big bully and say, "Oh, you think you better than me?" When you're just being you. You're just being you.